What's going on YouTube? It's your buddy Will from the What's Up in the Sky 37 channel, online www.whatsuppinthesky.com. If you haven't checked the website out, or if you haven't checked it out in a while, or you haven't signed into your account, come back, check the forums out, check the articles out. We've got a lot of good people posting articles, posting forums, all sorts of good stuff. And do I sound happy? I'm happy. I'm finally working with another PC, a new computer. I've always shown my setup here, but I was using a 2011 Mac, an iMac 27-inch, and back then the thing was, beefed up. Well, the thing finally gave out on me about 2 weeks ago, so I've been trying to get some, I actually had to order a computer from Apple, and it is officially here, and I officially have all the software on it. I ordered a beast. So basically, it's the best you can get from Apple, minus maybe one or two things. I got the 32 gigabyte, maxed out the memory, maxed out the graphic card, everything I could just to make it work good for Photoshop. So I could use my work applications, use Parallels to run Windows on certain things that we need. So I also have been making videos. We've been doing my IT director for a health company. Most of you guys know that from watching my videos. And basically, we've been going through a survey for the last couple weeks. And the survey's over, so it's accreditation survey. We do it every 3 years. So I am back. I've got a to-do stack, videos to do with pictures, probably 100 pictures in there. Now that I've actually got something that can produce them, it was really starting to it was taking forever to make one video. They kept bombing out in the middle of them, so we're back in business here. So that's the What's Up in the Sky news. Now let's talk about what we're going to talk about space news here, and we'll keep it brief. I'm not going to read you all these. A lot of people say, don't read me the articles, or I'm going to read a little bit here and there, but basically we're going to be talking about things that I've noticed over the last couple of weeks that have really caught my eye here. Dawn, I've been wondering when we're going to get the 240 mile images back. If you don't know what I'm talking about here, the Dawn spacecraft it basically has been orbiting Ceres, which is a dwarf planet on the outskirts of our solar system, and it's when it got into orbit, it had four mappings. It was going to take, from the top level, it was going to map the surface and then drop down. It's got an ion engine on it, so it can drop down real slow to another orbit, little bit more down, take another mapping. Once again, take another mapping, which I think put us at about 915 miles up. Well, the last mappings we've been starting to get now from 240 miles up. Now that may seem like a lot, but the resolution from the LAMO camera on it is absolutely amazing. So I'm going to tease you with some photographs. This is actually going to be an anomaly video, as always. Just getting into it. The whole mission, now that these 240 ones are back, it is amazing, the geometry, um, rectilinear geometry, the absolute shapes. It's amazing what we find on the surface. It absolutely looks like, well, let me show you. I'll let you guys decide as we go through the two. We finally got a Hunamans, and we got two perspectives of it. We got a perspective view that they gave us, which is pretty neat, and they also gave us this one right here. And I'll give you a little sneak peek of how just really tight resolution this is. I mean, it is really tight in there. The pixels have come back. It's no pixelation, no JPEG artifacts in them. They've come in as TIFF files, so NASA really has gone above and beyond on this one, especially the folks at the Dawn mission. They've put this stuff out. Uh, they seem to be slowly putting the pictures out. Like I say, it's one per day if you go to the Dawn mission page. Like here's the actual page itself. I go here every day. I check it out, and if I miss it, someone on the forum, Todd or one of my other buddies, sees something. They put it up on one of the What's Up in the Sky forum pictures. So I said, go sign up for the website and join in the forum. We got no trolls over there. Your stuff is a lot more not public compared to YouTube, Facebook, all that stuff. I think that's why a lot of people are joining in. So come check out, and we have a great group of people over there. So the Dawn mission will be highlighted here in future videos. What is this? What is this? What am I showing you? I'm showing you the Lonely Mountain, the 12-mile radius mountain. They called it, first they called it a mountain, Lonely Mountain. They've named it Ahuna Mons is the official name for it. To me, it it looks like a derelict dome city. I go on Richard Hoagland's show. I was on there last night. He thinks it's a um, an actual ship that was there and maybe landed next to this crater here. This is a crater next to it too. Um, I'm not necessarily on the same exact you know wavelength with that, but we see the anomalies in it, and wait till you get a chance to see these up close and personal. We're going to go over this one and some other serious imagery in the next um, anomaly video, so stay tuned. A lot of good stuff coming, and like I said, they're coming in TIFF format, 8-bit, no pixelation. They can be blown up. It's and blown out too, where it's not, you don't get that JPEG artifacts. Seeing this stuff, it's so hard to go back to Mars and use these images. Um, from the latest raw image database, which really the raw image database for Curiosity rover on the website is just a browse version. The raw images are on the planetary database site, as well as the Arizona State University host a program. I think it's them who does um, that. You can get the dot image files, but they're hard to work with for the normal people. So we have to look at these degraded 70% saved JPEG files with Curiosity, where working with these, it makes me hate going back to those. But different strokes for different missions. I guess that's how it goes. Here we go. New Horizons. This one's the update that I wanted to do because basically this has been an absolute knock out of the park. Pluto is amazing. The imagery we've got back from there, the geometry we found. It's like everywhere we've gone in the solar system, we found um, certain geometry that looks intelligent life had been there in the past, and we've done plenty of Pluto videos on the channel here. We even had a whole show I was on with Richard and Other Side of Midnight and Keith and the guys. They allowed me to post it. There's a whole show talking about some of them. Like I said, I don't agree with everything there, but I surely give my input during the shows and go along with it. So here's what they're saying now. NASA New Horizons spots snow on Pluto's mountain peaks. All right, this is one of the spots down here in this red spot. It's amazing how this piece of Pluto is very just taken out. Like if we had a planet that maybe blew up in our solar system maybe a while ago, maybe this was facing towards it. Maybe something like that could have happened. I know they think we had a planet 5 that maybe had exploded, caused our moon, caused Mars damage, all sorts of stuff like that. So every time I see that smooth area there, I'm thinking, gosh, that looks like something that just destroyed it all. So let's see in there. Scientists have given a closer look at one of Pluto's most identifiable features. I'm not even going to attempt to say that name. Well, I will. Chutulu, and I found that the frozen methane have condensed on its peaks in a type of snow, stretching nearly halfway around Pluto's equator, starting from the west of the great nitrogen ice plains known as Sputnik Planum, which is right here, this really even plain there. Um, this feature is one of the most notable on the tiny world. New Horizons is continuing to release new images of Pluto as it beams back information while continuing its voyage into space. Because of this, scientists are only now getting a better glimpse of some of the features of the tiny world. Yeah, so this basically, New Horizons has passed Pluto, and it takes a while to get the data back. So they're putting out a lot more images, a lot more, they're putting out real clear images as well, too. Very impressed with the data coming back from these two spacecrafts. It makes me wonder how the Mars data isn't as beautiful as some of these. So its appearance is characterized by its dark surface, which scientists think is due to the being covered by a thick layer of thoilins, which are complex molecules that form when methane is exposed to sunlight. Its geology exhibits a wide variety of landscapes ranging from mountainous to smooth and to heavily cratered and fractured. The latest image of the featured is reddish and reveals a mountain range located in the southeast that's 260 miles long. The range is situated among craters with narrow valleys separating its peaks. The upper slopes of the highest peaks are coated with a bright material that contrasts sharply with the dark red color of the surrounding plains. Scientists believe that this bright material could be methane that is condensed onto ice the peaks. So basically, this is their type of snow. Of course, they wouldn't say that it got there from an atmosphere. And even though there has been atmosphere, if you go back into the New Horizons, they talk about the atmosphere above Akator, which Akator is one we have not seen the 240 miles. They've imaged supposedly the 240 miles. They've imaged 90%. Last I had heard, we haven't gotten those images back. So waiting any time now, Alan Stern. So that's your New Horizons update. And speaking of Alan Stern, he will be speaking March 30th. I've already signed up for this. If you want to register now, I'm going to put this link down there. This is basically, this is part of Space Science Week. I've signed up for the Wednesday and the Thursday classes, but it's not just classes, but the top people are going to be talking about all sorts of space science. So if you're interested in it, they allow the public to come. It's free. I signed up as press, so hopefully I can ask the man some questions. I've heard that his actual presentations are amazing. Um, so it's going to be Wednesday, March 30th at 6:45 p.m. All you have to do is hit the register now. It takes you to a website. It's totally free. If you want to sign up from here too, you can sign up for the whole conference. Send me a link or send me email at will@willferrar.net if you're going to do it. I'm going to send in to Richard's show. I'm going to send in some you know live action from it. I'm going to do a little report, send it in, and anyone who wants to help, come on down. I'm about 2.5 hours outside of DC, over here on the Eastern Shore by Ocean City, Maryland. But I'm sure some of you guys who watch my videos are out around DC. So anybody's interested, email me will@willfarrar.net, Farrar, or you can catch me on Facebook. Basically, if you hit the description under this, you can find me 10 different ways. Facebook's always a good way to get a hold of me as well. So, all right, now let's talk a little bit about the space race, the private space race. We've got two big money men going for it. We got SpaceX, um, Elon Musk, brilliant man, and we've got Jeff Bezos. I think that's how you say his last name. He's I think what is he? He's the Amazon.com founder, and they both are changing the future for us of space travel. It's gonna you know, and what's really strange, our military, our FAA, NASA, and everybody's gone along with it. They're allowing these launches, so I guess they figured that with India on the rise and the prices going down, that maybe it's time to step back and we'll let America do what it does best. Private industry, either sink or swim this thing. So I was hoping that this thing would land. The SpaceX rocket, basically it delivers its payload, which is satellites. And if you ever seen like an old space, so we've seen a launch, or I'm right by Wallops Island. I go down there and watch them whenever I want. If you've seen something take off, it takes off, or like one of the old space shuttles, you have your boosters that come off your first stage of the rockets. And Elon has been trying to land one of these on these little floating platforms. I think they were able to land at one time on an actual platform on land, but both times they almost got it. It's amazing, and they've done this a couple times. And let's see what his words were. Okay, rocket landed hard on the drone ship. SpaceX CEO Elon Musk wrote in a Twitter update. Didn't expect this one to work. Very hot reentry, but next flight has a good chance. They keep on moving on. Basically, they're trying to make space travel cheaper. If you've got that first part of that rocket that can be used over, doesn't have to be rebuilt time and time again. You save on materials just to go get that and retrieve it. And imagine just imagine off the coast of the the east coast of America, how much just, fuel from our, these rockets are sent out with all sorts of fuel. Some of them burn out, some don't. Imagine just that alone, the environmental damage it does. So Elon Musk says we're going to bring it down. We're going to bring down the price. So we're going to retrieve these. And so far as Falcon 9 rockets have done a great job of almost getting there. And imagine the trying to land something that fast coming in on an ocean platform. It's amazing that it even hit the platform the time before. Let me see here if we can see. I was watching this and the video cut out here as it came in. This was the live version of it. Space.com had up. It was pretty cool. He said, if you want to check this out, as always, the links are below. But and then on the other hand, we've got Blue Origin going to space by 2017. The private space travel company expects its first test flights with people sooner rather than later. They're really pushing for this. Private space travel company. I'm just going to read a little bit of this for the people that don't like me reading, because you could read it on. I swear I get comments. I don't know. I do the space news. This is how I do it. I like to read every once in a while to you guys. I'm not the best reader in the world, but um, I like to try and do this like you're in my. We're talking here. I'm trying to give you the news I enjoyed. Most of you guys have probably already seen this stuff if you're subscribed to my channel. Maybe not. So that's why I do it for the space news, and it might change a little bit in the future as now we have some processing power behind it, um, thanks to my new Apple, which I'm very excited about. All right, so let me get back to this. I'm losing track of my mind here. All right. For now, the man who founded Amazon.com is spending some of the billions earned from the Seattle-based online retailer or high-tech equipment on about 600 employees working at a former Boeing airplane parts facility. Bezos says he's convinced the company a vision of his childhood dreams will eventually be profitable. The company isn't taking deposits yet, so it's unclear whether thousands of interested space travelers will translate into sales. Blue Origin, founded in 2000, has launched a ship twice, and it landed safely. The company plans to keep testing until its usefulness is done, then switch out to the other ships being built to test human flight. So the real money will be selling rockets, engines to other planning to launch satellites, spaceships, Bezos says. So the money's not just going to be on sending people into space, it's going to be on his technology, like any smart businessman would do. You build technology and then you license it out. So Benzo says the United Launch Alliance has asked Blue Origin to build the engine for its new launch vehicle so it can stop relying on Russian-made engines. Bezos, who still has his job, day job at Amazon, it's amazing what Musk and Bezos, these guys get done in one day. Said he deeply involved in the Blue Origin and spends time in the Kemp facility about 17 miles south of Seattle. He enthusiastically shared technical details and explanations during a media tour, and one engineer said he was knowledgeable about the technology as anyone in the building. I only pursue things that I'm passionate about. So here we have two men who have made billions um, at their companies, and they're risking it for our sake, so we can maybe one day leave this, become a type 2 civilization. It's absolutely amazing, and we're getting there. It's going to be done. And the government's not getting in their way as far as we can tell. And this is the kind of stuff that's going to happen because as the world starts putting our minds together, and that's one thing I think is wonderful about the internet, we're cutting excuse me, the bullshit from the governments out of it. We can work together. And what's funny is there's no boundaries from me to you. I get a comment from Israel one day, from Iran one day, from Iraq one day, from Russia one day, from China one day, from the United States one day, Canada, down south, Latin America. It's amazing the barrier when you're interested in something, you take the barriers off of it. You take away that the actual and I think I'm not one of those one world people where we should all not have borders. I believe in having our borders and having states, and what's good for people around you, keep it close, and we know what's good for us locally here. I wish everything was a little bit more local, but the internet has opened this up. So if we can get along relatively good on a YouTube channel or a a website or a Facebook page, it's amazing what these people are going to do. They're hiring the best and the brightest, these two men, and I really hope, like I said, I hope they succeed. It's only going to help us in the long run. So, moving on, Scott Kelly, we got to talk about him. I mean, basically, he says after his year in space, Mars mission is doable. I mean, this I couldn't imagine being in on that space station. And like I said, I watched many movies on it. They show you how it works, and they go through it's like hours of footage of them showing everything from using the bathroom to eating to everything's a pain up there. It's 10 times, I guess you get used to it, but this man, kudos to Scott Kelly. There's some great compilations of his year in space. He took amazing pictures from the space station of the planet Earth. Here he is again, but the science continues. So, and one thing that I thought was really cool about this, and I picked this up. Um, my mother actually called me and told me about this. She goes, "Did you hear about Scott Kelly? This is funny, She doesn't get on the internet. She caught this on I'm an IT director, but she's at that age. She never learned the internet or anything like that. She said, can you believe that he grew 2 inches in orbit? So when he was in orbit without that weight of gravity pushing down on your spine and your discs, he grew 2 inches in orbit. Now he's lost those 2 inches. He's back down to his normal height. But when he got back, that was, it took that long. He basically was 2 inches taller. So it's going to be interesting to do these Mars trips. I really hope that some of the propulsion we're working on, the Russians are working on propulsion systems now that can dramatically speed the Mars trip up. Um, I know probably every single American system, Boeing, all these manufacturers, the people that are in Skunk Works, stuff like this, JPL in the deep, deep, deep have this technology already that could get us to Mars much faster. And they look at these people spinning up in space and probably laugh at us. But we're moving there. One day we will get there, I hope, especially since we have people like, once again, Jeff, Elon, people that are willing to spend their money and do the R&D, put their own money up basically, and they're not making it back now, not right now. I mean, they've only delivered a couple satellites. That's not going to get the money back. But all right, guys, talking a lot here. Don't want to keep blabbering. I just want to say thank you guys. Sorry I didn't get some videos, but had a lot going on. But you will see some amazing anomaly videos here soon, and not even just anomaly videos, just some beautiful images of space. Even if you don't see the anomalies in some of these, amazing to see what's out there. So, all right, guys, much love. Make sure you check out the website. Sign up www.whatsupinthesky.com. It's been a while. Great to be back on. Take it easy, guys. Much love. Peace.